a thrilling final, and now it's time for our presentation. Would you please welcome, on behalf of our title sponsors, Coral, Claire Edwards, and on behalf of the Professional Darts Corporation, Mr. Tim Reynolds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up, receiving his trophy and £30,000, and it goes to Mr. Entertainment himself, Snakebite Peter Wright. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. Our winner, receiving £60,000, the magnificent trophy. And ladies and gentlemen, the incredible nine-darter on the way. And now, here he is. And still, the Coral UK Open Champion, MVG Mighty Michael and Colin!
Michael Van Gerwen, many congratulations once again. I think you love it here in Minehead, don't you, the way you play here?
Yeah, of course. As long as I win, I love every tournament. And I'm playing really well, and I'm really pleased with another trophy. And that I can show everyone my performance again. I had 4 170 finishes, I had a 9-darter. I'm winning the tournament. What can I wish and expect more? It's fantastic for myself, and I want to say thank you, everyone, and I'll be back.
I'm sure you will, Michael. You've had to do it the hard way. You've had to play against a very hard finalist once again in Peter Wright. You've had to beat Phil Taylor this evening in the semi-final. You were close to your brilliant best once again, weren't you? Did you feel like that was just almost as good as you can get?
I think against Phil, I had to turn up because he was playing really well, especially in the beginning. He can 4-1 up. If you don't turn on the channel, you're never going to win, and I'm really glad I did. This is a fantastic team for myself, but I'm working really hard for this, and I'm really glad it's paying out. And yeah, once it all. I love this game, and I love what I do, and I hope I can make a lot of people happy at home, but also here in the venue.
Well, you certainly do. Peter, if I could just grab a quick word with you. Thank you for now, Michael. Peter. Once again, Peter, you've played your part in this tournament here in Butlins Minehead. They love you here. Disappointment, though. I mean, he's a phenomenal player, isn't he?
Oh, you know, he's the best player on the planet, and I'm sorry to let you guys down. You know, sorry, but I'll get him next time.
Listen, I don't think they think that you've let them down in the slightest. How about that 9-darter? Almost went in for you, didn't it?
I was thinking, oh, it'd be great to hit a 9-darter against Mike. We'd split the money. No, I just want to thank all my sponsors, my wife, she's not very well at the moment. Joe, thank you for doing my hair and everything. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And love you all kids back home. And Flatty, Nibsy, Slug, love you. Hey, cheers, guys.
Well done, Peter. I know you'll be back for more. Michael, if I could just have one more word with you. Thank you very much, Peter. Just finally, where does it go from here? The year is still very young. It's only the beginning of March. You've got so many more titles. You really want to dominate this year, don't you?
I want to dominate all the time, but it's not always possible because sometimes, like him and Phil, they also beat me sometimes, and sometimes you need to accept that. But at the moment, I'm doing really well, and I'm happy with my performance. I'm happy how everything is going. I'm doing well also in the Premier League, and yeah, what can I wish more? This is a fantastic for myself. He's growing up to one of the best players there is. And look what he's doing the last 3 months. After the World Championship final, I played him. He's doing better and better, and but I'm really glad I still beat it here. Sorry, mate.
Very good words. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a phenomenon. I'll give you Michael van Gerwen.
Congratulations. Good at this darts business, the world #1, beating Peter Wright for the 2nd year in a row here in Minehead. It was 11-5 last year, 11-4 this year. Peter missing a 9-darter in the very last leg, and MVG cleaned up, as he's got something of a habit of doing, hasn't he? Average 106 tonight, Michael van Gerwen, 103 for the tournament if you're interested, but he is an absolute superstar here. So many people in the crowd are wearing green shirts in honour of this green monster. There we go. You're going to get it signed and you're never going to wash that ever again. It's probably going to smell a little bit, I would have thought, but hey, the crowd just starting to file out now very slowly, but they've been richly entertained over this 3 days at the UK Open. Remember, we started with 128 entrants. 2 of them didn't show up. We still haven't heard why they haven't. Jason Hogg and Les Delderfield haven't rung in sick just yet, but hey, then we got down to 126, and now we are here with our champion, Michael van Gerwen. He was a hot favourite before the tournament. Some thought maybe Phil Taylor would wrestle his crown from him. That didn't happen. And it's Michael van Gerwen again. And on Mother's Day, I haven't seen my kids, but I've got you 2 kids up here, Alan Warren a little and Chris Mason. Delighted to have you with us. What did you make of it all, Chris?
I think you're his lucky charm. You've yet to see him lose. In the last 5, I think he's won the last 6 ITV
yeah, it's
tournaments.
5 that I've done, yeah.
The 5 that you've done, yeah, it's phenomenal. Again, he upped his game, tournament average of 103, lifted his average in that match to 106. And Peter just sort of sat around, well, he was pretty much bang on his tournament average. He needed to find that other gear, but he's just irresistible at the moment, Michael. He's full of confidence. He just looks unstoppable.
How much was that victory down to Michael being Michael, and how much was it down to Peter not taking his chances when they came?
Probably a little bit of both, really, but Michael just does it every single time. You almost expect it. We said after the semis that Peter and Chris just said there he needed to raise his game to his top level and remain there to have a chance of winning, and it never happened from the start. He had a couple of early chances to get within sort of 1 leg after the bad start he had, and he never took them, and from then it was really difficult to get back in the game.
He's not bad for a bloke who doesn't own a dartboard, is he? When I was talking to him after Milton Keynes, he said, look, I play darts so much and I'm travelling. He says, I'm only home 1 day a week, and when I get home to my wife, I don't want to play darts.
That's the beauty of his situation, is he doesn't actually have to physically worry about practicing, because if he's not playing in TV tournaments and in the Premier League, he's doing exhibitions. And it's an incredible story, really, from where he was sort of 3 or 4 years ago. And he was really struggling. He was into, as far back as 5 years ago, he was contemplating just quitting. He just couldn't get a win anywhere. He was struggling for sponsorship, and now he's a multi-millionaire, having an house built and winning tournament after tournament. It's just a phenomenal turnaround in fortunes, and it must be just down to just pure hard work. That's what it has to be.
It wasn't that long ago that he was fitting tiles on roofs, and one in particular opposite Dennis Bergkamp. It wasn't long ago, but he's not bad at this business, is it? Is it a case of having built up his confidence? He's clearly got an immense amount of talent, but he seems to psych out everybody else.
Well, he had the talent, didn't he, all them years ago when he was a young lad, and he was sort of rooted as being the next best thing. And he kind of went off the radar for quite some time, but still had the potential. And then all of a sudden, bang, when he won the World Grand Prix, it all happened. But he's taken to the game to a level where it's never been before. Phil Taylor took it to the next level quite a few years ago, and he was very difficult to catch. Michael Van Gerwen's doing the same, despite the level of players that are playing at a high consistency just behind him. That he's finding hard to beat in certainly these long session matches.
And I think it was the introduction of the youth tour, and he got some success on that, didn't he? And that gave him that bit of confidence and that boost that he could win again. I mean, when he was 17, he was hitting 9 darters. He won the World Masters, the men's. You know, and we all knew about him from when he was about 15. I played him in a final of a big tournament in Holland when he was 15, and he was ridiculously good.
And he had hair.
Yeah, he did have a lot of hair as well. So you know, it was what the big surprise was for us that he didn't then kick on, but the level was so tough and it was so hard for him to get any kind of momentum and real confidence. He was getting beat. You know, even I beat him a few times. Shows you how bad he was throwing.
Seriously struggling about that one. Oh my goodness.
That's what made his hair fall out, I think it did. But yeah, I mean, there's so many tournaments now. Chris touched on the youth there, and we've seen a lot of players going through the youth system despite sort of have some pedigree already, but just playing regularly and getting that winning feeling. We saw Benito van der Pas, for instance, and obviously Michael's the big one. Michael Smith the same. You know, these players have played in the youth system and now they're at the top of the game.